Bacon, Missouri was an unusual name. It was named after a local politician named Bacon Jim. I'm assuming he liked bacon. I don't know. But it was a small community for just a few years in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And now it's nothing more than a farm. You see this barn behind me with the design on it. That's a effort to do some agricultural tourism in Missouri. These barn quilts, and so they take a couple of things that are rural barns and quilts and put them together, and you can see them all over Missouri on the back roads as you're traveling. So it's a very quiet, very beautiful area of Missouri to get our day started. Franklin, Missouri is a significant a place, even though it's a small town now. This was the start of the Santa Fe Trail, and it was named Santa Fe Trail because it connected Franklin, Missouri to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And from 1820s to the 1880s, it was kind of the main way to head west if you're going to go in that direction before the railroads started being built. So quite a historic area. So it was much larger, probably a couple thousand people, and today there's less than 100. There was actually a flood that from the nearby Missouri River that took out much of the town long time ago, obviously, and then the residents just not far from here started a new town called New Franklin. So that's a little bit bigger, but there's still a few people hanging around Old Franklin. There's not much left. There's a few buildings here in the main street. A lot of the houses are certainly have seen better times, but definitely a historic place. Lock Springs, Missouri got its name after a guy named John Locke, who settled here, and there were springs, hot springs or healing springs that people would come and visit. Railroad came through here, and the town started growing and grew to almost 300 people. Now it's down to 40. It's definitely got some old buildings, some crumbling buildings. So this is where the town of Far West used to be, and now it's a historical site. Far West was a town started by the Mormons, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And they originally in Independence, Missouri, which is near Kansas City, and got kind of pushed out of there and came up here and started a community. And had almost 5,000 people here. They had a town, they had all kinds of stuff like a normal town would have, and it was centered around the church. And then they got into disagreements with the local kind of landowners around here that weren't Mormons, and had the quote Mormon War, and were pushed out of this area. There's actually a point down the road where Joseph Smith surrendered. But this was the headquarters of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for a couple years. And then it reverted back to farmland. And then in the early 1900s, the church bought the land back and has made it a historical site. It's cold. It's always good to start the day with bacon.